What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we are going to be taking a look at the charts and find out where Bitcoin could be headed. Stick around for this whole video. I'm going to give you one bullish case scenario, and the rest is going to be the bearish case scenario that I believe is coming, and the same thing I've been calling for a long time. So definitely stick around for the whole video. There's going to be a lot of info in here. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that thumbs up and leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you share it, get it out there, and let's take a look at what's going on. So this is the Dow Jones. We did have our dump yesterday. We may have a little pump today, possibly, before continuing down. If we do, I would expect it not to get any higher than that 34,000 point range, somewhere in that area at the highest point. As you can see in the RSI, we could get a pop-up, retest this trend line, and come back down. So that's something to watch for. May get a little pump at the beginning of the session and then dump from there. We'll be keeping a close eye on that. Also, the big thing to watch here is going to be the DXY. As you guys know, we had these targets here. Everybody was saying it was going to just crash. The dollar is going to go to nothing. But what's really happening is the dollar is getting more powerful, meaning people are getting out of stocks, getting out of assets, getting out of everything into the dollar. I know everybody's talking about the inflation, blah, 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 but the fact is the dollar is rising. This was our target we were talking about at the highest point, 102. If we got rejected there, to expect another pump for Bitcoin. We did not get rejection. As a matter of fact, we are well above it. Now, if at any point we go back down below this, close the daily below, then possibly Bitcoin can continue on another pump before more downside. But as of right now, if the dollar closes above this 102.47 area for the daily, it's gonna be bad for Bitcoin. Now let's take a look. We broke that long-term trend line from way back here in 2016. That trend line is now broken. If we zoom out a little bit, we can put a rising channel in here, and that would show the next point of resistance somewhere in this area, 105. If that breaks, comes back down, tests it for support, and continues up, it's going to be huge for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the weekly. So on the weekly, as you guys know, I've shown you this. Bitcoin's breakout was way back here. If you guys were watching me back in here when we bottomed out around 2019 and 20, I told you that I was bullish on the dollar, and we've been going up ever since then. Now, if this is a bull flag and it breaks up out of this, that 105-ish area, that's extremely bullish for the dollar, extremely bearish for Bitcoin, guys. Be careful. When you zoom out and look at the big picture, DXY looks like it's on a tear. So now this chart is the one that I said could be bullish. This is the only bullish case scenario that I see in these charts at all. We've made this chart a year ago, showing you that every time the DXY tops, Bitcoin bottoms on this trend line. We are approaching that trend line now on here. If DXY gets a major rejection like it did here, then that could be the big turn for Bitcoin and a bull run continues. If not, which I just showed you, it broke the trend line. If that happens on this chart, guys, be careful with Bitcoin. So this is, we have these channels here. These are Fibonacci channels, and I had showed you this a long time ago. If we zoom in and see where we're at right now, we have broken down below that. As of right now, we're resting right on the line. If we do get this rejection here, close below this 39.2 range, chances are the next point is around that lower to mid $20,000 range that we've talked about for a long time. I'm going to be going into smaller time frames and looking at it and show you other things that point to the same direction. So make sure you stick around for the whole video. This is the weekly. We had this rising channel here. The bottom of this channel is around 35,000. A break of that, and we are most likely headed down to this 24.25. Now, this is the weekly chart. I showed you guys a few weeks ago, we had the higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action, hidden bearish divergence. Hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. The weekly trend is down. So we knew this was coming. We also have this trend line on the weekly where we broke above, got a bull trap, and now we are back below it. Let's take a look at another one. So this shows you each top in Bitcoin. For some reason, people think this one will be different. I do not. If you look at the MA, the moving average on this RSI here, you can see every time it tops, it makes this big rounded top, comes down to the bottom. And that usually takes quite some time. You can see it happen again here in 2017. And we've already turned over. This has never turned over, you know, in a short time period. It's always been over a year. So we are on our downturn now. We also have this trend line right here. Every time we break that, we have a capitulation shortly after, every single time, looking for the same thing here. We've talked about this many times. Now, as you guys know, I'm the first that came up with the Amazon to Bitcoin comparison. It was on December 2nd. I'll leave a link down below in the comments. You guys can check it out for yourself. Everybody's claiming they came up with it. If you can find a video that came out before December 2nd where someone was talking about it, I'll no longer say I was the one that came up with it. But until then, I'm the only one that came up with that. And now you see a bunch of other people talking about it. Watch this channel if you want to see this stuff first. It's same thing with the top at 64K. I called it way before it happened. I called the 64 top about a month or two ahead of time. You can check those videos. It was back in like March or I think it was March 20th or sometime in that time last year. But anyways, I do believe if it plays out like this, we could see as low as like the 3,700 range, but that would be the end or middle of 2023 for the bottom if that plays out. All right, let's take a look at Primexpt. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Primexpt. By far the best exchange out there for trading Bitcoin. You can also trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything all from one exchange. And you can have multiple trades in longs and shorts at the same time. They don't clump them all together like the other exchanges. Awesome exchange, guys. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you 50%. Or I'm sorry, Savvy50 will get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. I do have a tutorial on my YouTube page. If you pull it up, you'll see the Primexpt tutorial. Definitely check it out. All right. We're also going to be doing a trading competition on Primexpt. I'll let you guys know when that starts. But you can start learning their platform just by going to the contest section, and you can trade for free. Check it out. All right, so let's see. This is the daily, and we had these 5 waves down, 3 waves up that we expected. This went higher than we expected, but we were expecting the 3 waves for a correction and then continuation down. Got laughed at when I was talking about that, but that's exactly what happened. And now we are looking at a bear flag, in my opinion. It doesn't mean we can't go up a little more. We could come all the way back up, test the 200 EMA, the top here around 43.9 to 44, somewhere in that range, possibly if we get a massive pump. But I would definitely be shorting more if we get up there. As you guys know, I've been short since 48K. As you can see, we broke this rising channel or rising wedge in the RSI. The measured move for that is all the way down to this area. That doesn't mean it happens in a day. That means it's just where it's headed. So if we do go down to that, you can see before we've hit that plenty of times, and that was usually a bottom. This one was from November of 18, and we actually bottomed shortly after. So something to keep an eye on. We also have the measured moves here, guys. The first measured move for the break of this, if we break that 37,000 range, that also lines up with that mid to lower $20,000 range. That's the first one. We may bounce around in range after that, but at any time if this breaks, the next target is at least 65.8, and that is because this is, if you look at this as the flag pull, this being the flag, that's the measured move down to about that 6,500 range, 65 to 67, somewhere in that range, which would also line up with this. But again, that doesn't mean it drops straight down. You start looking for that after the break of 24.3. And now if we look at the 4 hour, same thing, just in the 4 hour, but we've had this area circled for a very long time since we topped out up here. a break of this, and that also shows us that measured move down to the lower to mid $20,000 range. And then after that, I did the same measurement over here. It's actually about right there. If that is to break, that gets us down to that, again, somewhere $6,500 to $7,000 range. But again, this is over time. This is not instantly going to go. This could come all the way back down to the mid 20 section, then come all the way back up to 39, possibly 40 range here for a while before capitulating. So be careful with that, guys. I just wanted to get this video out to you. Make sure you smash that thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, share the video and leave your comments down below. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Be safe, trade safe. Have a great day, and I'm out.